boys and girls, we are going to do a project today based on the artist Vincent van Gogh. He's a very famous painter. He's one of my favorite painters, and I hope that you will look at other images of his work so you can get a better idea of what kind of painting he did. He used a lot of really thick paint, and he painted very quickly with really short brush strokes. He layered his paint. He painted he could paint an entire painting in one day, because giant ones, because he just worked really, really fast. It's called impasto, and that's the style that he worked in. And he is a great artist. He's made many masterpieces, and we're going to make our own Van Gogh style masterpiece today. So let's get started. We are going to be basing it on sunflowers, and one of his most famous paintings is called 15 Sunflowers in a Vase. It's really highly prized, and so it's sold for $79 million. So he's a really well-known, really well-liked artist. Ours is going to look kind of like his. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to start by doing the faces of the sunflowers. So you need a cup, and let's do the lid first so we have a large circle. I'm going to go ahead and put it down on the paper and trace around it. I know we've done some tracing before, so you should be pros at this. We're going to make 3 sunflowers, so we need 3 circles. It's a good idea to do your circles towards the edge of the paper instead of right in the middle, because we don't want to waste paper. Okay, now we are going to cut out our 3 circles. So you turn the paper towards you, and you carefully cut out the circle. You always turn the paper as you're cutting. It makes it easier. It's okay if it's not exactly round. Just do your best. 1, 2, now sunflowers have 2 parts. They have the inside part, which is brown and full of lots and lots of seeds, and you may have eaten sunflower seeds. They're really tasty. They're really good for you. All right, so we have our 3 yellow parts of our sunflower, and now we're going to go back with the other side of the cup, the smaller side, to make the inner part where the seeds go. But it's the same process again. We're going to trace the bottom of the cup. One. You have to do it slowly or it gets kind of messy like mine just did. 2. Okay, now we're ready to cut those out. There's a lot of steps to this project, so it's okay if you want to pause the DVD and take some time to catch up, because I'm going to do it a little faster than you're going to do. Okay, so we have the top parts of our sunflowers. What we're going to do is we're going to set these aside and move on to another part of the flower, which is the stem. And you can see that there are long stems on sunflowers. They grow from the ground and they grow up really, really tall so they can reach towards the sun. Okay, now we're going to cut out some stems. So we're just going to start at the bottom of our green paper and cut as straight as we can. I'm going to go to about there. And then again. And then one more. We need 3 stems because we have 3 sunflowers. So we're going to get all the pieces together that we need first and then glue them down. Okay, the next step is we are going to add leaves to our flowers. And there's a couple different ways that you could do this. Sometimes you would want to cut out the leaves, but today we're going to practice tearing because that's another skill you want to get as a really good artist. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start tearing and try and make it kind of like a leaf shape. There's one. You can make as many leaves as you want. Maybe your sunflower has lots and lots of leaves and maybe it just has a couple. But remember, you need enough for all 3. Some may be really big and some may be smaller. I'm going to do a big one now. I love tearing paper. It's fun. Okay, maybe just a couple more. Okay, we have another step. There's a lot of steps in this project, but it's going to turn out really great and it's going to look kind of like Vincent van Gogh's sunflower paintings. The next step, what we want to do is take the yellow circles and we're going to add some fringe to them to make it look like all the petals that are on sunflowers. So take your scissors and start on the outside of the circle and start cutting in. Don't cut it in half. Just start cutting in a little bit and we're making fringe. Sometimes you do things in art that you try to make it look like something else. So of course these aren't real petals, but we're doing our best to make it look like there's petals on our sunflowers. So you see I didn't cut that far in, just about like that, so you have little tabs on the side. We're going to do it to all 3 sunflowers. So Vincent van Gogh was a Dutch artist, but he moved to France and he painted hundreds and hundreds of paintings. He painted all day and all night sometimes. And what's kind of sad is he never sold one painting in his whole career, his whole life. And now, 100 years after his death, everybody wants his paintings. But nobody knew what a great talent he was when he was alive. So I'm taking my time because I don't want to cut too far in. Okay, now we're ready to start putting it together. So let me move this scrap paper out of the way. I'm going to get out the blue paper for our background, and we're going to piece these together bit by bit and glue them down. I think we are going to start with the stems. So we're going to get our glue, open it, check. Nope, it's not. That's how you know. You have to squeeze it and see if you can feel the air. There we go. Okay, let's do our stems and let's put them growing right out of the ground. We don't want them floating up in the air. We're going to start down here. So, you know what I always say, dot, dot, not a lot. We don't want a big glue lake on our paper. That would be silly. Okay, glue one down. And our second one. And the last one. Okay, I want to add our ripped leaves now. I think they're going to make it look really different. Put one there. You can kind of put them wherever you want, just randomly. Where do you feel like you want to have a leaf? I'm going to put mine here. Here's one of my big ones. Look, it's reaching towards the other sunflower. Maybe they're friends. Okay, almost done with the leaves. I'm going really quickly through this part. You don't have to go this quickly. You should take your time. Okay, now we get to put together the sunflowers. So we're going to glue down the yellow part first. Let's keep the glue in the middle so that it doesn't squeeze out in between the fringes that we made. I did a swirly that time. That's okay too. Okay, they don't look like sunflowers yet. They're getting close, but they're not quite there. We need to add the brown part where all the yummy seeds are. So let's glue those down right in the middle. Press them down to make sure they're glued. Last one. They are very close to being completed sunflowers, but we need to add the seeds. So let's take our black colored pencil and start coloring in some seeds. You have to press down a little bit to get it to show up. We want to be able to see all those seeds. Oops. Okay, move on to the next one. You can add as many as you want. I would add lots and lots, but I don't want to take up too much time.